Hi, I have in front of me here a fixed wall TV bracket, and basically it's for mounting televisions from the size of, let's say, 36 inches up to 55 inches flat on the wall. Okay, so it supports VESA standard from 200 by 200 all the way up to 600 by 400, and the maximum weight it will support is 45 kilos, and it's giving you a distance out from the wall of about 1 inch. Okay, so 25 millimeters. So let's look at what comes inside the box. So you can see it's a very compact little box here. It has an instruction manual here, which is just giving you a guide. It's just a single sheet with writing on both sides. It gives you a safe installation guide depending on whether you're going to mount it onto a dryline wall or onto a concrete wall. So it's made up of 3 basic component parts. So we have the bracket that will mount onto the wall, we have the brackets that bolt onto the television itself, and we also then have the nuts and bolts and screws, etc. that you have in front of us here. So let's look at the bracket that's going to mount onto the wall first of all. So the first thing we'll notice here is there's a whole series of slotted holes at the front here and on the bottom here as well. And this bracket is basically a mirror image of itself. And the importance of the spirit level here is that we just use this, we're mounting this onto the wall. We'd mark out our 4 holes at 4 corners here, somewhere along. And what we do is we just drill in, and we would use these plastic plugs and these heavy duty screws here to actually bolt this bracket onto the wall. And that'd be the first part of the process completed. The next part then would be to actually come along and we'll get these brackets that we have here, and they're quite unusual because they have these strings hanging down. So if you're wondering what way to mount these onto the television, you want the string to be hanging down on the base of the television. So if you just look at this from the side profile, you'll see there's a slot here and there's a slot here. And the idea of this is that it would go onto the top and bottom lip of the bracket I've just showed you in terms of the wall. But when we come along to use this here, what we'll note is that we want this to be pulled down initially and then go back up. So if we come along, we just pull down the bracketry like that. And then when we release it, it'll lock back in. And if we look at that in relation to the actual bracket here, what I can do is I can just slot this in here, and if I pull this like this, it slots on. And what we can do then is, whoops, what we can do then is I will just do it again over this side, and you can see it slots out here, and there's guides on the end of the bracket here. It's not sliding off. So we just repeat that process on both sides. And what stops this sliding off is that it's tightly caught here. So unless I pull down heavily on this string, it won't be able to be lifted off. So it's both bolted onto the wall, and then if there's an upward pressure from below, the lips here stop it being pushed off. And we simply repeat the process on the far side of the particular bracket as well. In terms of the actual assembly kit here, what we can see here is we have a whole range of sizes of bolts. And the reason to have this is because we're trying to cater for such a different range of sizes of televisions and VESA standards. And some of these will come with different sizes, screw treads, etc. So we have a total of 6 different sets of bolts here that we can use. And we also have a range of 2 different types of spacers. The significance of the spacers is simply that we want to be able to adjust the angle and to keep it tight to the wall or angle it slightly up or down, and it'll match up exactly with the screw things that we have here. So that's it anyway, an overview of the fixed wall TV bracket, and it can cater for sizes again of 36 all the way up to 55 inches.